So, women of various race, class, and ethnic backgrounds have made historic contributions to the growth and strength of the United States in countless ways. And whereas women play critical economic, cultural, and social roles in every aspect of life, and whereas throughout history, despite hardship, exclusion, and discrimination, women have strived and sacrificed for equity and equality in communities across the nation, and whereas women have been leaders, not only in securing their own rights of suffrage and equal opportunity, but also in the abolitionist movement, the emancipation movement, the industrial labor movement, the civil rights movement, and the peace movement. And whereas women were particularly important in the establishment of early charitable, philanthropic, and cultural institutions in our nation, and whereas despite these contributions, the role of American women in history has been consistently overlooked and undervalued in the literature, teaching, and study of American history, and whereas the city of Des Moines is proud to honor and celebrate the history and contribution of women in our community, the state, and the nation. Now, therefore, I, Connie Bozen, on behalf of the City Council and the citizens of Des Moines, do hereby proclaim March 2024 as Women's History Month. I encourage everyone to observe Women's History Month and to celebrate International Women's Day on March 8th, 2024. So thank you for coming today. If you'd like to say a couple words, I think you guys all... Would you like to say something? That's okay. These are all employees of the City of Des Moines, so go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for what you do, and if anyone else would like to make a comment. And Linda's in the official purple, the color for the International Women's Day. So again, thank you for this opportunity, and go women, right?
Yeah.
Good to see you. Yeah, thank you. Okay, why don't we get all around? Here, if you want to get in front of it. Come on over, guys.
Okay. Without the microphone.
There we go. I guess
Back.
Here, you guys want this?
I might take the first stab at drafting now with one of your staff members. Probably be Malcolm and all.
Meeting to order. Please take the roll.
Boson,
Here.
Voss,
Here.
Coleman, Westergaard, Mandelbaum, Gatto.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Item number 2 is approving agenda as presented and/or as amended. And tonight we have item 25 has been withdrawn by the engineering department. And on the regular agenda items, item 55 has been updated. It's our newer list of speakers.
Move approval.
This is a motion and a second. Please vote.
Six yes.
Motion carries. Item number 3 is approving the consent agenda. Those are items 3 through 44. Item 41, Gatto is abstaining. And just a note that these are routine items that will be enacted by one roll call vote without separate discussion unless pursuant to council rules, council requests an item to be removed or to be considered separately. Do we have anyone that was signed up to speak?
It's on the.
I think Carol.
Oh, sorry. Didn't see, I had my hand over it. Carol Maher is coming to speak on item number 8.
Your favorite consent agenda speaker. Hello, welcome Mayor Boson and members of the City Council. My name is Carol Maher and I live in Ward 3, zip code 50312. Once again, thank you for providing this opportunity to speak on consent agenda items before they are approved. I would like to recognize Sunny from the City Clerk's office, who coordinates public speakers at council meetings and who has taken on additional work due to pushing the deadline back to Sunday at 5 p.m. And she has done it flawlessly, so thanks to Sunny. I'm here to speak about consent agenda item number 8, the University Avenue reconstruction project from 39th to 49th Street. I've participated on Zoom calls with the engineering department regarding this project, with another one scheduled for March 24th. I was disappointed that the project needed to cover 2 construction seasons, but we are finally getting to the intersection of Polk and University Avenue. This is an intersection that I frequently bike through, going north on Polk with a desire to turn left on University. Unfortunately, there isn't a loop built into the concrete at Polk Boulevard that detects a bike in the left lane. This means that bicyclists have to wait for a car to pull up behind them and then way up past the stop line so that the car will trip the light to change to green so that we can all turn left. I take this route a lot to go to the Franklin Library, Ace Hardware, and continue north to Merle Hay Mall. On project Zoom calls, I have asked if this condition would be remedied with this project and was told that we wouldn't know until final design, which seems like a little late in the process to me. And while this funding supplemental is for support during the construction phase, I'm hoping that council will encourage the engineering department to address this missing piece. While the blue letter reflects a traffic signal replacement at this intersection, it's not clear that accommodating left turns for bikes will be supported. I'm excited that this phase is scheduled for the 2024 construction season, but alas, I won't be using this intersection as much going forward. I'm putting my house on the market this week, and I will be moving to downtown Des Moines. That's right, you're not quite rid of me yet. I've decided to reduce my carbon footprint, embrace high-density living at the Equitable Building, and be one of the many who call downtown home. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, I'll move item 3.
Okay, is there a second? Second. With that, please vote.
6 yes.
Motion carries. Next item will be our hearings. And the first hearing item is number 45. It's on vacation of air, surface, and subsurface rights within portions of Alley, University Avenue, and 22nd Street right-of-way adjoining 2211 University Avenue and conveyance of a permanent easement for airspace above city-owned property, a permanent easement for subsurface building encroachment on city-owned property, and a permanent easement for building encroachment to Neighborhood Development Corporation for $2,710. A is first consideration of the ordinance above. Germane comments from the general public, 2 minutes per person to speak, 10 minutes maximum. Is there anyone wishing to speak to this? If not, any discussion?
Move 45, 45A, and since there was no comment, I would move the second and third reading according to Rule 42A. So final
Second.
passage.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Please vote.
6 yes.
Motion carries. Next item is number 46, on conveyance of city-owned property located at 3312 8th Street to City of Des Moines Municipal Housing Agency. The same time limit applies to this. Is there anyone wishing to speak to that? Seeing none, I'll open it up.
Be glad to move item 40.
Second.
Motion and a second. Please vote.
6 yes.
Motion carries. Next item is number 47. That is to dismiss a hearing on conveyance of city-owned property located at 3500 Vandalia Road to Des Moines Area Regional Transit Authority for $3,910,000. This is a dismissal, so there's no comment. So
Move approval.
there's a motion and a second. Please vote.
6 yes.
Number 48 is dismiss hearing on entering into a waiver of distance separation easement agreement with conveying a waiver of distance separation easement to the Des Moines Metropolitan Wastewater Reclamation Authority and acknowledgement by Des Moines Regional Transit Authority on the property located at 3500 Vandalia Road for $1. There's no comment on this, so
Move approval.
and second. There's a motion and a second. Please vote.
6 yes.
Motion carries. Item number 49, on request from IA9 Des Moines LLC, Brian Slama, officer, to amend the Plan DSM, creating our tomorrow comprehensive plan to revise the future land use classification from low density residential within a neighborhood node to business park within a neighborhood node, and to rezone 3 parcels located in the vicinity of 1475 Hart Avenue from N1A Neighborhood District to Limited EX Mixed Use District to allow the development of self-storage and/or flex warehouse buildings where no individual storage unit shall be less than 600 square feet in area. This was continued from February 19th, 2024 council meeting. A is first consideration of ordinance above. B is final consideration of ordinance above. Waiver requested by the applicant requires 6 votes. The first is the parties in interest, applicant for rezoning, and those within 250 feet of the property to be rezoned will be given up to 5 minutes to speak. And second, germane comments from the general public for 2 minutes per person to speak, up to 20 minutes. Is there anyone wishing to speak to this?
Yes.
State your name and address.
Good evening. I'm Joel Templeman. I'm an attorney with the Livos O'Malley Law Firm, 505 Fifth Avenue, Suite 1005, Des Moines. I'm here this evening on behalf of the applicant and here to request the rezoning of the subject property. Here with me is Graham Westra. He's also here on behalf of the applicant. And as the council communication indicates, we're here to seek the rezoning to a limited EX mixed-use district. The subject property is currently vacant and undeveloped, and it's immediately east of a parcel that my client also owns and is currently developing, which abuts Southeast 14th Street. We believe that the proposed uses of self-storage, flex warehousing, or contractors' workshops would be consistent and complementary to the area. And we're happy to answer any questions. We reviewed this council communication We agree with its contents, and it might be more efficient of use of your time. Just so if you have any questions for us, we'd be happy to answer any questions you may have regarding our rezoning request.
Your Honor, I've had multiple conversations with Joel and the applicant, Graham. Unless anyone else has any questions for him, I'm happy to move 49 A and B. I think we've got a good plan. I think staff will work with some of the design features that I think we can all agree that we want and that will look nice. And then the gating around it, landscaping, I think it'll be, it doesn't front East 14th. It actually fronts the side street there. So, yeah, I'm happy to move 49 A and B.
Okay, is there anyone else that would like to speak to this? If not, there's a motion and a second. Please vote.
Thanks, Joel.
Thank you.
6 yes.
Motion carries. Item number 50, on a request from Juan's Auto Repair LLC, Juan Lopez, officer, to amend the Plan DSM, creating our tomorrow comprehensive plan to revise the future land use classification from business park within a regional node to community mixed use within a regional node, and to rezone the property located at 1660 East Army Post Road from EX Mixed Use District to CX Mixed Use District to allow construction of a new auto body repair shop. This was continued from February 19th, 2024 council meeting. A is first consideration of ordinance above. B is the final consideration of the ordinance above. Waiver requested by the applicant, and it requires 6 votes. Again, the same time parameters as the previous. Is there anyone wishing to speak? You could state your name and address.
My name is Fernando Vega, 1509 East 13th Street, 50163, I was going to say 50316. I am the commercial agent, real estate agent, that put together the purchase of the land, and I am providing services to the owner, the current owner, Juan Body Shop. The desire is to build a body shop on Army Post Road, right across from Affinity Credit Union.
Okay. Okay.
Your Honor, I don't think I spoke to you. I think I spoke with Juan. I never did receive any drawings or anything from him. He was going to email them to me. I did have an opportunity to talk to staff, and there will be certain requirements that you'll have to meet. I think that'll be a real positive for that area once you meet those changes and how we're going to build this building and how we're going to kind of screen everything off and things like that. And just as long as we're able to do those things, I'm happy to move 50A and 50B.
Okay. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? If not, I would say there's a motion and a second. Please vote.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, appreciate it.
6 yes.
Motion carries. Next item is 51, on a request from ABC Partners LP and Army Post Development LC, Richard Margulies, officer, for approval of a third amendment to the Airport Business Park Phase 2 PUD conceptual plan for multiple parcels located in the vicinity of 3701 Gannett Avenue to allow the use of metal siding, cladding, and roofing materials. Again, the same time parameter. Is there anyone wishing to speak to this? Seeing no one. Okay. There's a motion and a second. Please vote.
6 yes.
Motion carries. Next item is number 52, on 56th Street from Grand Avenue to south of Robertson Drive. Resolution approving plans, specifications, form of contract documents, engineer's estimate, receive and file bids, and designating the lowest responsible bidder as Grimes Asphalt and Paving Corporation, Timothy Malakot, President. $308,182.10. Council Communication Number 24-093, and A is approval of contract and bond. Then general public may comment only on to the plans, specifications, form of documents, engineer's estimate, or low bidder designation, and those will be the only comments to be considered germane. 2 minutes per person to speak, 10 minutes maximum. Is there anyone wishing to speak?
Seeing none, I'll move item 52 and 52A.
There's a motion and a second. Please vote.
6 yes.
Motion carries. Item 53, on Southeast 22nd Street, calming improvements. Resolution approving plans, specifications, form of contract documents, engineer's estimate, receive and file bids, and designating the lowest responsible bidder as Caliber Concrete LLC, Jason Martin owner, for $290,196.39. Council Communication Number 24-094. A is approval of the contract and bond. Is there anyone wishing to speak on this?
I see none, Your Honor. I will move 53 and 53A. I'm completely for this. I just want to make sure that it's maintained when a plow hits the middle of it and things like that. If we're putting these in, we need to make sure that we have the maintenance for it also.
This is
something.
this is a stretch of road that needs to be definitely.
Yes, absolutely, and it's something a little different than I think we've seen in other places. But I'm happy and I'm hoping that it works and it's a good thing. But just want to make sure that it's maintained. So I'll move 53 and 53A.
There's a motion and a second. Please vote.
6 yes.
Motion carries. That's the end of the hearings. It's 5:16. The next item on the agenda is 54, amending Chapter 114 of the Municipal Code relating to snow routes. A is final consideration of the ordinance above. Waiver requested by Jonathan Gano, Public Works Director, requires 6 votes. Is there any, would like to?
I'll move item 54, 54A.
There's a motion and a second. Please vote.
Six yes.
Motion carries. Our next item is 55. It's a request to speak. We give each speaker 3 minutes to speak. Please state your name and address or ward. And the first one will be Aaron Stacy Roberts.
Aaron Stacy Roberts, formerly of 2707 Southeast 8th Court. And what I'm here about is a matter in the case 9914612. And what that was a sexual assault is what it was called. And what it was in reality was a rape and kidnapping, being the moment that my 11-year-old daughter wanted to leave the bathroom stall at Urbandale High School and she couldn't. That was a kidnapping. The minute the perp, which is this guy right here, in the composite drawing, put his finger in her vagina, that was the rape and drew first blood in this right here. Now where I am is, being that this happened quite a while ago, I want to bring you up to date why it took so long for me to get here. First of all, it happened in '99. It took me till 2006 to get the initial report from Urbandale. They would not release it. It has taken me years, and I've been through MHO cases as well as the penitentiary to stand here tonight, and I will go back and do the same thing again. What I found out in the penitentiary when I had this, after being writ up for putting it on my wall as a constant reminder from one of the people in the penitentiary, was that it looked like Sergeant Tedesco. That was in '09. I brought this to the attention of the Waterloo police. That's when I caught an MHO case, mental health. A week after I reported to him what I'm about to report to you, I didn't know the first name of this individual until about 3 weeks ago. I went to our Sheriff, Tony Thompson. He confirmed to me that this was a Sergeant Tedesco with the Des Moines police that did that to my daughter. On this side is a medical report to show that this, I'm not asking you to investigate the sexual assault. That was foul. There was no investigation done on what happened with my daughter.
Can I just ask?
Go ahead.
I'm not
this
sure
is-
this is a conversation that we should be having in public.
I think it is, because it's a public health problem. Because if these policemen right here has been doing, is still apart, and also Jody Van Velden, who bought the property that I was in, with what they was doing, the public needs to know what is going on. And what you're trying to do, sir, if I could interrupt you, is you're trying to further cover up something that has affected my family. We're living under Stockholm Syndrome because of this. Now, if the Des Moines police is a part of it, then they owe.
The problem is you're accusing someone that,
I don't know who I'm accusing Jody Van Velzen, who they said was
Can they go ahead?
Charles Tedesco, and then there's another cop I don't know the
why
name of.
don't you-
Excuse
if
me.
you want to please summarize, because we're running short on time.
About 3 minutes over. There's also another part of it. I understand you're kind of stuck on how to deal with this. I left my phone number. Everyone has my phone number. I want to give this to you because I had kept your copy. What this right here shows, that shows the existence of a life insurance. When the person made the threat on my daughter, he also made a threat, tell your daddy he no longer has the $500,000. If you tell your mother, we're going to kill her. She worked for the state of Iowa, Tima Davis.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I'm going to say thank you, and also there's another part in there on
Sir, we're done. We need to move to the next.
I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Dr. Susan Andrews.
I actually would like to hear the rest of that, Miss. To be honest, it sounded like you guys were
Okay.
trying to shut him out.
Because there were some issues of legality we're trying to find out.
It ain't no legality. I'm just telling you.
I'll follow up. You live in my
Aaron
ward.
Stacy
I'll
Roberts.
follow up with you.
I'm a beg that you do, because what they did to my family, there's an ending coming to this.
I will follow up.
I don't know,
with you.
I know,
If you want to
Robin,
hang around, I'm happy to.
I want you to call me, because I'm ready to go, just like the lady. I wanted to finish, but Robin Tedesco, I do know.
I'm happy to talk to you in 5 minutes or 10
I want you to
minutes,
talk
whatever.
to
We only have a few more minutes, and then he can talk to you after the.
What I want him to do is just call me. I don't feel like talking no more, because it's like I'm getting blew off, and I can't take that no more. I want you to talk to Waterloo Police and Urbandale Police and find out where this guy is, and then also Jody Van Velzen.
Okay.
Those are policemen here.
Dr. Susan Andrews.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor Bozen, City Council members. Thank you for the ability to speak to my concerns. Did you hear any of it?
You can,
Do I have to start over?
no, we heard, I think we
Okay.
heard it.
Thank you. I'm the unofficial, I'm sorry, I need to, this is my first time in doing this.
That's okay.
I'm from Ward 1, that'd be Chris Coleman.
Yeah, that's all you need to say.
Okay. I am the unofficial spokesperson for the residents on my street whose homes border the northeast aspect of the Masonic Cemetery and are very close to the site of the proposed pediatric center. We've met informally amongst ourselves and have a few concerns that we'd like to voice publicly. I realize that a lot of the aspects of your role have already been addressed, but I wanted to open a dialogue and see if any of our concerns could be considered. Briefly, a cemetery is a peaceful park-like sanctuary, and most of us have lived next to it in our homes for over 20 years. We've invested tens of thousands of dollars in the renovation of our homes and paid tens of thousands of dollars in property taxes. Many of us have concerns regarding the addition of such a vast complex so close to our homes. We believe it is imperative that the quality of our surroundings is preserved, including the visual aesthetic or views from our homes, and steps taken to minimize any sound or light pollution created from such an undertaking. In the past, I've served on an architect selection committee for the Greenwood School renovation back in 2001, so I know that there are ways to address these kinds of concerns and to keep things, the integrity of things, at the quality that they already exist. I have tried to reach out over the phone to various individuals, and I've spoken to the cemetery manager, but I wanted to be able to speak to my representatives in case they could be of any assistance in helping me to address our concerns. And we would like to see that they are handled in a mutually beneficial fashion, and I believe that those concerns can be dealt with in that way. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Felicia Hilton? Don't see.
As she walks up, I would love to connect with you after the meeting, and, all right, so stop up and we'll connect.
Yes, sir.
Garland Armstrong.
Good evening, Garland Armstrong, representing Ward 2. I was on a Pace paratransit, and I think one of the drivers said that DART might be eliminated, and I said, who could it be? And I said it was Councilman Gatto, and I said to myself, what? And transportation's our lifeline, blood, but this is a test for you, Gatto. When was the last time you've been to a DART commissioners meeting or rode on a DART bus? That is the big question from me to you, because I have never seen you at a DART Commissioners Board meeting if you have any comments, but the others was there too. But it was appalling when I heard that. It feels like, what was he thinking of? And now some of them right here will probably say, is he totally crazy saying that remark? That really make me freaked out. So I want to put you to the test, Council Gatto. Will you one day be at the DART Commissioners meeting so that the community and the ADA wants to make sure that you can definitely see it firsthand, up close and personal, so that you can join along with us together, because we are all in this together, and we do not want to be disconnected. So I want you one day down the road to be there in person so that you can experience it firsthand. If others can do it, you should be there in person. So we're counting down to see what day you'll be coming, and we'll be waiting for you. And I'll be glad to answer any questions or comments if anybody would like to have anything to say.
Just to clarify, Garland, I've never been on the board, and typically whoever represents the council goes to the board meetings. There has never, ever been any talk of cutting paratransit, ever through this whole thing. So
what about the
whoever told
buses?
you that is incorrect.
Okay. Yes, so that's why the different representatives, I'm the rep, and then Chris Coleman is the alternate. So we'll see you at the meetings.
Thank you.
Abby Banks. Chris Biagini.
My name is Chris Biagini, and I live on Cottage Grove in Ward 1. Today I'm asking you to make Des Moines a sanctuary city and help protect some of our most vulnerable people. Trans, non-binary, and gender non-conforming folks, plus a robust immigrant population, are facing state laws aiming to make their lives worse. I know that Kim hates sanctuary cities and has tried to prevent them in Iowa, but have you never stood up to a bully? Have you always been the one bullying, or sitting in silence, or smirking and laughing when people are here talking about genuine things? Don't be on the side of the bully. You are supposed to serve people, not Kim, investors, corporations, or bank accounts. But since I know you love money, wouldn't you prefer these communities stay here instead of seeing them leave and contribute to other states? How many GoFundMes to help people move away that do not feel safe in Iowa must I and others fund? How badly do the city and state have to wither away before you take action? I also ask that Des Moines consider a call for a ceasefire in Gaza, something over 70 other U.S. cities have done, including Midwestern cities like Iowa City, Minneapolis, Chicago, Detroit, Dearborn, Akron, and others. Des Moines' continued disregard for human life, quality of life, and inability to be a leader on any positive actions continues to be disappointing and embarrassing. Please do better.
Don Bergmeyer.
Thank you. My name is Don Bergmeyer at 1102 21st Street here in Des Moines. Last June, I contacted the city to report a sinkhole in the street that appeared big enough for a car tire to fall into. The city put a plate over that hole. I assume you all know what a plate is. The sinkhole is 2 feet into the city street. It is not on my property. My house is on the corner. The city put a dye from the neighbor's house in the sewer. The dye came down his sewer, around the corner, and past my house sewer line where it tees into the main line. The dye continued to run on down the street, a block to University, where the city crew could see the dye come out. The city claims that our sewer line created the sinkhole. The city stated that a public nuisance exists and the neighbor and I are responsible. The city has failed to fix the hole in the street or correct the public nuisance. The city states that we are responsible for the repair without telling us the cost of at least $10,000. I had a plumber come out and scoped it from my house. He said my sewer is totally clean and in perfect shape. The city is acting illegally and unconstitutionally by declaring that the property owners are responsible for a sinkhole in the street. As I understand it, the city hasn't produced a witness that has personal knowledge of what is under the street where the sinkhole is or how such a problem exists. It is hearsay. The administrative law judge listened to a person who testified about what someone else told him or what someone else said, wrote, or did as a hearsay witness. I understand hearsay testimony is not admissible in an Iowa court of law. In 2021, I found that a couple in the city of Urbandale went to court against the city, and it was stated, the plaintiff alleged a governmental entity or actor breached a uniquely governmental duty, unquote. I believe there's a breach under the sinkhole that the city of Des Moines created. According to another Iowa Supreme Court ruling, the city owns the sidewalk. The abutting owner does not own the sidewalk. The Iowa Supreme Court has stated, we held that the public duty doctrine did not shield a city from being sued. I've had to file a petition for certiorari to try to protect us from what the city is charging us with. Property owners should not be responsible for problems with the street, as this is city right-of-way and covered in our property taxes. The city receives funds from the federal, the gas tax, and other sources for street repair and construction
Thank you, sir.
projects.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Adam Callanan.
Hello, my name is Adam Callahan. I live in Ward 3. First up, Des Moines needs to offer virtual hybrid public meetings to give all residents the opportunity to participate in public meetings. Our city is better when we listen to and work with all residents, not just those of us who can make it to City Hall at 3 p.m. on Mondays and speak. City often spends millions of dollars at these meetings. It's unfortunate that the city has refused to set up basic virtual access when such important things and so much money is being spent. It would not take much money to cover that base and make virtual access happen. Second up, we need to fund DART. The city should pass a 2.5-cent franchise fee. DART is for everyone, and any level of cuts will disproportionately affect the most vulnerable. During the city's budget meeting, we saw that rates for things like sewer and garbage are going up. We know the construction costs are going up, and the city just today unanimously passed an 11% increase in DMPD pay over 3 years. It's troubling that while countless people have reached out to council regarding DART to be funded, people in organizations, countless groups, it appears to be the one increase in funding that the city is unwilling to make. I'm still not really understanding what the holdup is with DART specifically. I heard some things at the budget meeting where, we received a few emails about this, so we need to fund this. I know that y'all have received more emails about DART, and you've heard from way more people advocating for the funding of DART than a few emails about random issues. I'm glad to see the city is funding a lot of other services, but DART is an essential service just like everything else and needs to be funded. Thank you.
Ruth Thompson.
I'm Ruth Thompson, and I live at 4400 Park Avenue. On February, I don't live in Ward 1, but I travel through Ward 1 every weekday back and forth to work. And on February 15th, I wrote to the council person from Ward 1 about a gigantic pothole that I hit, and it ruined my tire. I've yet to receive any kind of response. And this is the second or third time that I've tried to contact that council person for one reason or another and have never been responded to. And as of last Friday, some asphalt had been dumped into some potholes further down south of that pothole, but nothing has, that one remains untouched. Let me just say that I'm annoyed about the tire, and I'm really annoyed about being ignored, but I think this speaks to a bigger issue that really concerns me. And I'm interested to know if the councilman ignores his constituents from Beaverdale the same way that he ignores communication about MLK and Euclid and that section of his ward. And when's the last time that he spent visiting with and listening to his constituents in that part of his ward? I see Joe Gatto working tirelessly to improve underdeveloped and blighted areas of his ward. He's done wonders in the last few years, while this section of Ward 1 continues to be neglected year after year. I implore the councilman from Ward 1 to give the residents of this neighborhood the attention that they deserve and show them some respect and dignity.
Next speaker is Jonathan Von Arb.
Hello, Council. My name is Jonathan Von Arb. I'm part of Ward 3. I live at 201-50309 right there, or actually right down there. I'm here in order to talk about infrastructure and something that I feel is a vital asset to Des Moines as a city, especially the capital of this city, and that is primarily towards DART funding. This Friday, I walked 2 blocks, got on the 5 bus and went to my mom's house to have some drinks, talk with my family, have a good night. And when I was about to leave, it was 9 o'clock and the buses weren't running anymore, which is not a problem for me. My twin brother took me home, so I was fine. Although I know that this is a large problem for a lot of people. We want more DART funding as young people in Des Moines, especially young professionals. I've served on the Young Professional Connection as the civic chair, and I've heard from many people, especially young professionals here. I had a friend who worked at WHO and moved. She went to a different city after winning 5 Midwest Emmys here, and she told me once, it's nice to be in a large city again, a big city. I asked her, what does she mean? This is the capital city of the state. She said, well, it's nice to be able to, get on a bus or get on a tram and travel somewhere, especially when I'm not sure what's happening. And that availability is something that is important in a city. It is infrastructure. It is as vital as having drains to the toilets. It's as vital as having power to the streets. And I would like to thank my council member for always advocating for this type of service. I currently work down at Principal. I have at least 5 people who ride the bus daily. They struggle to get into work on time because they're trying to get to the bus, and many of them have kids. And when you're talking about getting to a bus on time, I implore you to ask the business leaders in Des Moines, what's the latest you want your lowest paid employees to get there at? If they have kids and they miss a bus, is 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour acceptable to you? This is an important thing for the city, especially the largest city in this state. And I think we need to fund DART at the very basic minimum level of a franchise fee, and if not more, to increase public transportation, because the more options you have for transportation, the more you have use of it. And the more that we have, the more it will get used. And when we were in a city where we're facing options or problems like office buildings being vacant and we're trying to bring in more people, this is a vital aspect of making the city a more responsive place to live. And I implore you all to fund DART and fund it further than you currently plan on. Thank you.
Thank you. I see that Felicia came in, so you were on the list, so we will give you this opportunity. Perfect.
Thank you. Council members, Felicia Hilton, I live at 815 Euclid Avenue, and I came here tonight to talk about worker issues. And the reason why I wanted to address that is because we see once again at the state capitol state employees are under attack. We see that the state just ended its contract with the AEAs, laying off a bunch of workers. And, depending on the city you live in, I'm expecting our city to respond to the needs of workers. I know we've brought, as the carpenters, several issues about workers while they're actually constructing a project. I do believe that there should be community benefits tied to TIF outside of buying DART passes or making sure that once something is built, the workers are required to make a certain amount of money and have benefits and those kinds of things. I do believe that those same responsibilities lie with developers when they're building something, that the workers that are doing that work matter and should have the same coverage of work comp and unemployment insurance and a verifiable payroll like every other worker. And for some reason in construction, it's accepted to not have a payroll, where if you were working in any other business in the state of Iowa, it's not accepted to not have a payroll, a legitimate payroll, and workers on work comp and unemployment insurance. But for some reason for construction, because they're doing business with, large developers or whoever the new fad is, it's acceptable to pay workers off the books and leave workers vulnerable to injury and to fall to health, to the public health when they should have work comp. And then secondly, I just wanted to speak to DART. I feel strongly that, we do need DART. I'm against the franchise agreement, adding it onto the funding of a franchise fee on the back of people's public service bills. I'm against that. I think, though, if we are going to fund DART out of the general budget, that there needs to be benchmarks for DART. First benchmark is safety for the drivers. The drivers put up with a lot of crap from people that get on the bus. And they find themselves at risk a lot of times as driving for the city of, for DART across the cities, the metro, picking up people that are losing their mind on the bus, including DSM, Des Moines Public School kids, and drivers, not being able to respond in a way because they don't really know what the protocols are for people that act crazy on the bus. And I'm all for funding DART, but I think DART needs benchmarks. DART spent $8 million on buses that are still sitting in a garage because
Thank you.
basically they're electric and they don't work. But thank you for hearing my comments tonight, and I'd hope that the city of Des Moines would be a city that is safe for workers to work in, whether they're driving the bus or building the city.
Okay, at this point.
I will move to receive and file item 55A through J.
Is there a second? Second. Okay, please vote. With that, the meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
Voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. With that, this meeting is adjourned.